Hi, my name is Amar. Till now I have discussed the first kind of Riverpod provider, that is provider. In this video I will discuss second type of Riverpod provider, that is state provider. Now state provider is used to store simple mutable objects, means the objects which can change. Now it can be used to store simple objects like string, enum, boolean, numbers, but it cannot be used to store the complex object. Correct. Now here what I will do, first of all I will create a state provider. Final, let me give the name as counter provider equals to, now what kind of provider I am creating? I am creating state provider. Okay, and what type of state provider I am creating? I am creating int type. After that it will take ref and I am initializing it with the initial value as 0. So our first part is created. We have created the provider, correct? And here the root of the app is enclosed inside the provider scope widget. Now let me move to the build method of this my home page. Here in this build method you can see that there is a scaffold, there is a app bar. In the app bar, in the action I have taken a icon button, and in the body I have taken a center widget. The center widget has a text widget having the initial value as 0, and I have taken a floating action button and it has a child as icons having the icon as add. If I can show you the output, you will get the output like this, correct? Now inside this build method what I will do, I will watch the provider which I have created. So I'm writing final count equals to ref.watch, and after that the name of the provider which I have created, that is counter provider, correct? Now in this text, instead of 0, here I will use count dot toString. Now what is my requirement? That whenever this floating action button will be clicked, its value will increment by 1, and to do that we need to write the code inside the on pressed. In the on pressed, here I will write ref.read. After that the name of the provider, that is counter provider dot, here we need to use notifier, and after that with the help of this we can access the state, and after that in the state I will get the current value of the provider, that is 0, and after that whenever the button will be clicked, then the current state will be incremented by 1, correct? Now let me save this. Once I save this, now if I go here and if I click here, then you can see the value is incrementing. This is one of the way to increment the value. I can use another approach. Instead of writing this, I can write ref.read. Again the same thing, that is counter provider dot notifier, and now here I will use update method. This update will take the current state, and with this current state I will increment its value by 1, correct? Now let me save this once again, and if I go to here, let me refresh it. Now if I go to the output and if I click here, then again you can see the value is incrementing, correct? Now suppose I want to reset the value of the counter provider whenever this refresh icon will be clicked. To do that we need to write the code here. Here I will write the code to reset the value of the counter provider, and to reset here we will use ref.invalidate, and after that the name of the provider, that is counter provider. Let me save this. Let me go to the output. Now if I click here, then you can see the value has reset. If I click here again, the value is incrementing. If I click here, then the value is reset. So to reset the value, we can use ref.invalidate, or we can use ref.refresh, and again here the name of the provider, that is counter provider. Let me save this, go to the output. Now click here, the value is incrementing. Now click here, then you can see the value is reset. Now click here once again, the value is incrementing. If I click here, then the value is reset. Correct. Now suppose what I want is that I want to listen to the provider value change, means whenever the value of the provider changes, I want to listen that change. To listen that change, what we can do inside the build method, we can use ref.listen. After that, the name of the provider, that is counter provider, comma. Now it will take two values, previous and next. And here I can write some logic. Suppose here I am writing if next equals to 10, then I want to display a snack bar, and to display the snack bar, here I will use scaffold messenger dot of context dot show snack bar, and here I will use snack bar, and in the content here I will use a text widget, and in the text widget I will write the value is $of next. Now instead of checking next equals to 10, let me make it as 5. Now let me save this, or let me hot restart the project once again. Let me go to the output. Now if I click here, 3, 4, 5. Now once the value is 5, then you can see the snack bar is visible. Okay, this is how we can use state provider in Riverpod. Now if you notice here, inside the build method, here I have used ref.watch, but whenever the floating action button is clicked, then I have used ref.read. Then we should know when to use ref.watch and when to use ref.read. Ref.watch is used to observe the provider state inside the build method, and whenever the provider value changes, it just rebuilds the widget. Correct. And ref.read is used to read the provider value once. I hope you have liked my video. If you have liked my video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.